Hey everybody, Big Daddy here. We are back in MHW Iceborne, and today I'm bringing you guys an updated guide for fuel farming because it was requested in the comments of my top 5 things to do before Fatalis video. So, when we start off this, I'm going to be showing you guys where all of the nodes are going to be at for the loop that I'm going to do, because I found that this is most efficient for me as far as time management is concerned. And then I'm going to show you guys the set that I'm using for harvesting these nodes. In case you don't have one already, it'll help you out. And then afterwards, to round the video off, I'm going to run through the loop in normal time, and I'll keep a timer on my phone to show you guys how long this takes. So, we are starting off in the tundra area, as you can see, from Camp 1. So your first farming node here, or your first mining node here, is going to be in this spot. Now, since we don't have one there, we're going to run up the hill here, and there's normally another one right here. So that's another possible location. The third, as you can see, is this one over here. So we're going to hit this one. You'll notice that these are red. So you are going to want your mining nodes to be in the red stage for when you're doing this loop, because it's going to be your most efficient method for gathering your dragonvein coal chunks. Now, that was the third spot for the tundra, so this is the fourth possible location right here. And of course we have one because it always spawns 2. Now, I do have maxed out geology. However, for this farming method, you're only going to mine each of these nodes 3 times, so that they don't disappear, and so that you can keep gathering them while they're in the red stage. Because if you consume them there, then of course it's going to reset them back down to yellow, and then you're going to have to build them back up again. So if you don't want to run full geology, which there's no reason not to, only hit them twice. But if you are running full geology, which you should be, hit them 3 times and then move on to the next one, because they will respawn in approximately 2 minutes from the first time that you hit them. But you got to hit them first to start that timer, or they will disappear. So that was the first spot that one can be at over here in Coral. So another spot will be right here by the bright moss on the wall. You see that we don't have one there. The third spot, once again, we have one here, so you can see this. We're going to hit this another 3 times. And then the fourth spot is going to be, turn to your right, grab on this wedge beetle, and it should be right here beside this other flash bug. Should be right around here. So from here we're going to jump down this ledge, and then we're going to go back to the land bridge where we were at for the tundra region, and we're going to hop down into the Rotten Vale. We could fly over to Camp 3 and jump down there, but you guys will see why I'm not doing that here in just a second. So jumping straight down here is going to put you within sight of 2 nodes. You'll have one that might be here and one that might be over here. Now, if you remember, I said that these things, there we go. I said that these things will respawn after 2 minutes. So we may get lucky here, and the other 2 were still here, so in which case you'll be able to farm all 4 of the mining nodes in one run. And then by the time that you get back down here again, they will have reset and you'll be able to farm them again. So once again, you can see these 2 nodes here, so you have 1 and 2 there. Now if we jump down here, there should be one up against the wall. So no, it consumed him, it didn't take him. So we will have one that will be right there. And then the last one for the Vale will be in this spot here, underneath the cat. So from here, we're just going to do a simple little rundown, and we're going to duck right into the volcano zone. So your first spot is going to be right here next to this lava and the god bug. Your second spot, where you can see we have one, is going to be on this little jutting rock that's jutting off into the abyss. The third spot is going to be right up against this wall here near this flash bug. It should be right around here. And then your last spot is going to be around the corner, all the way at the other ramp that you can use to get in or out of the zone, which is of course where we have this last one. So we're going to hit this 3 times. And then from here, pull out your map, fly back to your camp, and then you start the loop all over again. So before I show you guys the set that I'm using, a couple tips. First and foremost, eat before you come in here because you want your stamina to be at max. because you of course are going to be sprinting anywhere. I know that's kind of a no kidding sort of thing, but I feel like it needs to be said. Second tip, do this solo. If you got multiple people in here, then you're not going to be able to control as much which mining nodes are being hit at what time, and you're going to get them consumed because somebody's going to make a mistake. And then you're going to have to start all over again, getting them back to red, which with multiple people, it's not a big deal, but it does kill your profits some. Third big tip, and as you guys saw when I first got in here, use your tail raider signal and summon your whatever cat that you're going to get for this area. I believe the tail raider signal is unlocked through the quest chain with the boas. If you guys want a guide for that, I will happily put one up, because the cat also will mine stuff for you occasionally if you spend long enough at each of these mining nodes. So that's just going to add, once again, to your profits, to your fuel amount at the end of however long that you want to take spending time farming fuel in here. Those are the biggest 3 tips. Let me show you guys the set that I'm using that you can use somewhat as a template. So you can see I'm using, this really doesn't matter. I have a hard stealth and a hard intimidator jewel in these, so that's why I went with the Xenorax Plus, because it gives you 2 level 4 slots. You can use whatever you want, but I do suggest these or something that will allow you a high amount of gems or high level gems, because you're going to want to have as many skills to avoid dealing with monsters as you can manage to have. So as you guys can see, I have full earplugs, full tool spec, stealth, intimidator, hunger resistance, so that way while we're sprinting around we don't lose our stamina gauge at all, and then full geologist, as well as, you know, your effluvia expert, heat guard, and cold guard. Now the gatherer's charm, it's a pretty basic charm to make, but that is going to speed up how quickly you mine the nodes drastically, so I do highly recommend that. If you're not going to use any of the rest of the set, do absolutely make sure to make this, as well as to use your ghillie mantle and assassin's hood. The assassin's hood, you'll want to have that on your uptime, like as much as you possibly can. So if you use the assassin's hood and it runs out, swap to your ghillie mantle, but as soon as your assassin's hood cooldown is done, do put that back on so that you can continue to run faster through each zone, because it does help with your speed. Alright, so as I said earlier, I'm now going to run through the full loop. I have my stopwatch app on my phone zeroed out, so I'll start that as soon as I turn around, so you guys can see how long this loop takes and make sure that we are not encroaching on our 2-minute refresh time on each of these nodes. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, so there you have it. Just stopped the app on my phone, and we're sitting at just under 4 minutes. So as you guys can see, it's going to be real easy so that you don't overlap as much on your time periods for when your nodes spawn and despawn. So being able to also hit your maximum carry amount of 99 of these Dragon Cold Chunks will be super easy because of this time period. So before I leave you guys, a couple extra tips. I'll cut to the beginning of the video here. As you can see, when I'm coming down that ramp that was leading into the Tundra Zone, I hit that edge by the wall and it launched me forward down the ramp further. And then on the run where I was doing or going through the speed run for you guys, as you saw, I didn't hit that and it kind of launched me like straight off the edge. If you can manage to kick that edge by the wall when you're sliding down, that launch forward will definitely help you with your speed a little bit. And the last tip I have for you is when you are mining your nodes, if you hit a dragon vein chunk on your second hit, do not hold B or whatever B or circle. If you're on PlayStation, do not hold that after the second hit, because you'll have a tendency to hold it a little bit too long and you'll hit that fourth one by accident and consume the node. So just tap it. You don't have to hold it, just tap it. Just give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. And even if you're going through, release after you see your pick hit the second time, because it will continue through that third shot on your node, so you don't have to worry about continuing to hold it. It makes it a little bit more consistent for you so that you don't consume the nodes that you're trying to avoid. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ding the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Good luck out there, hunters.